Hi everyone, how are you guys doing? I hope that you all are doing fine. Today we'll continue our lessons from pronouns. So first you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. You click on your name. You go to language art to grade 8 and you go down to pronouns. So we will continue from the lesson. Use relative pronouns who, whom, whose, which, and that, and compound subjects and object with I and me. So that's the lesson that we will complete today. All right. A relative pronoun introduces a relative clause. So first we need to note that a relative pronoun introduces a relative clause that describes a noun or pronoun. The five main relative pronouns are, so we have five main relative pronouns: who, whom, whose, which, and then that. These are the five main relative pronoun. So relative pronoun introduces relative clauses that describes a noun or a pronoun. To figure out whether to use who or whom, restate the relative clause with a personal pronoun. So if you want to decide if you're using whom or who, you have to restate the whom or who. Okay, so you use a personal pronoun. If the clause uses a subject, he, she, they, use who. So he, she, they, then you would use who. Okay, that's the personal pronoun. And then if it uses him, her, them, you use whom. That's the personal pronoun. Okay, so you use he, she, they for who, and then if the clause uses an object pronoun, him, her, or them, you use whom. And then these are subject pronouns. So we have the woman who lives next door grows tomatoes in her garden. Now, the woman, you can say she lives next door. So that's a subject pronoun, which is correct. Then you also say, Peter, whom you met yesterday, has four younger brothers. And then you can switch the sentence and say, you met him yesterday. So you use whom. All right. All right, so the relative pronoun that gives necessary information about things, okay? Necessary information narrows down what you are talking about and is not set off by commas, okay? So the pronouns give necessary information about things, and then the necessary information narrows down what you're talking about, and you do not need to have a comma. So it's just like saying, we walk to a park that has a tire swing. Now, the information narrows down which park we walk to. It is necessary. So we need to note the park that we walked to. Then we also have the relative pronoun, which adds unnecessary information about things. Yeah. This extra information does not narrow down what you're talking about. It is always set off by comma. So if it doesn't narrow what you're talking about, then you have to set it off with a comma. We walked to Glendale's Park, which has a tire swing. So you see that. So the information is extra. It does not narrow down which pact we walk to. Now the relative pronoun whose shows possession. When you have whose, possession. So it shows possession and ownership, like you have something. Emily, whose hair is quite long, likes wearing braids. So whose, it's possession, her own hair. Do not confuse whose and whose. So whose is totally different, okay? Whose mean who is or who has. Okay, do not confuse it with whose. Whose is totally different because whose shows a possession. Who is a contraction for who? So it is a contraction. All right, it does not show possession. So Emily, who is quite tall, can reach the top shelf, or that is Emily, who is tall. So it doesn't show like any possession here, can reach the top shelf. So you have to take note of the whose, the possession, the who, and the whom. Okay, so you have to take note of all these relative pronouns. All right, so moving on to the next lesson, which is the subject pronouns. We have I is a subject pronoun. So I, you can use it as the subject of a sentence or clause. So it's used as subject of sentence. So it is used as the subject of a sentence. All right. So looking at I as the subject pronoun, you have to note that you can use it as the subject of a sentence. So it's used as the subject of sentence, of course. It tells that the speaker is doing something, and it is usually at the beginning of the sentence. So I starts the sentence. Okay, so you see that I starts the sentence, just like we have here. After finishing the experiment, I showed my teacher the results. So I over here is the subject of the sentence. So the subject pronoun is I, and it is the subject of the sentence because it tells us who showed the teacher the results. So it is I. All right, so that's it for like the subject pronoun I. So you have to take note of I. Okay, so moving on to the object me. So me is the object pronoun. You can use it after an action verb. You can also use it after a preposition like at, for, of, to, or with. So me is after an action verb, and usually me is like in the middle of the sentence. It's not starting the sentence. So it is used after preposition or used after action verb. Just like it says after finishing the experiment, my teacher showed me the results. So, me over here. The object pronoun me is used after an action verb should. So, you can see that should over here is an action verb, and that's when we have me. Okay? So, we also have my teacher showed the result to me. The object me is used after a preposition too. So this is like two different sentences. This one is used after action verb, and then this is used after the preposition. So when a pronoun is connected to a noun with the word and, like Rick and I or Rick and me, it can be hard to tell which pronoun is correct. So when you have and connecting the pronouns, it's quite difficult to understand which one is the right one. So to tell which one is correct, you have to look at the sentence without the noun. So you look at the sentence without the noun, like Rick and I discussed the results with the teacher. Then you remove the noun, which is the name of the person, and then you say I discussed the results with the teacher. So you see that I is used as subject of the sentence, and it goes. And then we also have the teacher discussed the results with Rick and me. So if you have Rick and me and you want to choose the right pronoun that should be there, then you say the teacher discussed the result with me. All right, so you can remove the noun there, which is the Rick, and then you just put me and see if it's suitable. So me is used after the preposition with. So you have to take note of the object pronoun and also the subject pronouns. You can let me know if you have any questions. So we have the lesson. So as you can see, we've done the let's see how many we've done. So far, we've done 5 lessons on the pronouns. So we are over here, this one and this. So use relative pronouns, who, whose, which, and that. And then we also have compound subject and objects. Okay, so these two. And then next time, we will try to complete the remaining. So we'll move on here. So moving on, we have select the sentence with the best relative pronoun. So you have to read the sentence and see. Stephen Hawking, doctors first diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis at the age of 21, overcame the deliberating disease to become a world renowned researcher in the field of theoretical physics and cosmology. So we will say which one, what is the right pronoun there? So whom, okay, so whom doctors first diagnosed with amyotrophic lateral sclerosis. So you could say, you can restate the sentence and then say that you can use object pronoun him, okay, like who doctors diagnosed him, all right, or the doctors diagnosed him, okay. So the complete sentence with the best relative pronoun. In 1977, science fiction fans lined up to see the film Star Wars, made $3 million in the first week of its release. So which one? Which made $3 million? So moving on to the test. So complete the sentence with the best relative pronoun. Our local nightly news anchor Kelsey, your mother, dash my mother used to babysit. So which one? Whom or whose or which? So it's going to be whom my mother used to babysit. So you can say my mother used to babysit her, object pronoun. Okay? In 1977, science fiction fans lined up to see the film Star Wars. Dash made $3 million in the first week of its release. So is it which or whose? So you would say which made $3 million. The pathless coffee table, repurposed from an old door with shelves and drawers from a discarded decks, was built by Mr. Patel. Handy skills are evident throughout their home. So whose or which? Who has handy skills or whose or which? What do you think is the right one here? So whose handy skills are evident throughout their home? Whose, like possession. Okay. So two all industry workers dash amateur video of a tornado twisting through North Dakota trailer park went viral online. We're quite lucky to escape the tornado unharmed. Who has which? Which one? Whose amateur video? Whose possession? All right, so we have when the British band The Who appeared on the Smoothers Brother Comedy Hour on September 16, 1967. The drummer plays explosive inside the drum kit. Dash denoted temporarily locking the show off the air. What do you think? Which, whose, or whom? So, which detonated, temporarily knocking the show off the air? Scientists at Stanford University are testing a tiny therapeutic implant device known as an electroceutical dash uses electrical stimulation to treat specific areas from within the body. So, which or whom? What do you think? So, which uses electrical stimulation? All right. So, American poet and author Sylvia Plath dashed the Pulitzer Prize but honored posthumously in 1982 is most often remembered by the novel The Belger. So, her, whom, or which? So, whom, all right? So, George Herman Babe Ruth Dash went on to become a record-breaking baseball player. Was born to a poor family in Baltimore in 1895. So, who, whose? So, who went to become a record breaking baseball player? Who? All right, so tell me, do you have any question for this lesson? You have to make sure that you complete it. Let me know if you have any question before we move on to the next one. But please complete this lesson before you move on to that one. So, do you have any questions? Okay, so since we have no questions, we'll move on to the compound subject and objects with I and me. So select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Alec and Dash agree that the black dress looks best on you. So Alec and what? What is the right subject? So Alec and I agree that the black dress looks best on you. So select the correct pronoun here. Marsha and Dash want to study geology in college. So Marsha and I. That's the best pronoun also. Because if you remove Marshall, you can say I want to study geology. Ellie and Dash met at the dance academy when we were younger. And what? And I. Okay? So I met her at the dance academy when we were younger. Alright, so let's move to the test. So select the correct pronoun to complete the sentence. Alec and Dash agree that the black dress looks best on you. So if you remove this one and you say I agree that the black dress looks best on you, it will be suitable. So you can say I agree. All right. So Mr. Kemp will show my mom and Dash how to make yogurt. So my mom and what? Me or my mom and I? So my mom and me. For example, if you take away my mom, just you can say Mr. Kem will show me how to make yogurt. The stray cat fled from Dale and Dash. Dale and I or Dale and me. So fled from Dale and me. Because if you take away Dale, you say the cat fled from me. Alright? Reporters seem to descend on my lawyer and Dash from all directions. My lawyer and me or my lawyer and I. So, my lawyer and me from all direction. Because if you remove my lawyer, it will be reporting seem to descend on me. Okay, from all direction. Marshall and Dash went to study geology in college. So Marshall and I, because if you take away Marshall, you can say I want to study geology in college. The actress gave my best friend and Dash her autograph. So I or me? My best friend and I, or my best friend and me? So you can say my best friend and me, because if you take away my best friend, it would be the actress gave me her autograph. So that's it. Ellie and Dash met at the dance academy when we were younger. So is it me or I? So you can say and I. Ellie swam under my sister and Dash as we floated in the pool. So what's the right pronoun here? I or me? So under my sister and me, even though Brenna's story was absurd, Cole and Dash found it entertaining. Is it Cole and I or Cole and me found it entertaining? So, what is the right pronoun here? So, you can say Cole and I, because if you take away Cole, you can say I found it entertaining. So, yeah. Okay, so you have to make sure that you complete this lesson. All right, if you haven't done it. And then the next time, we will finish our lessons on the pronoun. So we've had the lesson for pronoun now, and we've had it for a while. So you have to make sure that you try to complete the lesson because it's a lot on the pronouns. So you have to make sure that you complete it step by step. We have three more on the chapter pronouns. So if after the live you still need help, you can still click on here and you can get more help. All right. But you can let me know before we finish if you have any questions. Do you have any questions? You can ask your questions. All right, so since we have no questions, we will end here for today. I hope that you all have a good night. Until next time, bye everyone.